See, told about one of your early videos where you had just adopted Chip, so adorable. Oh yeah, yeah. Even the night we got him, he was on the show with me. What act are you in? 7. But I just did the second Labyrinth. I stopped working on the act to work on the Labyrinth. There we go. 2 ascendancy points. And I think we've got to get probably +2 to the level of all minion skills. I can't imagine anything else is going to compare. Alright, that should be a power spike. If you're interested, the person who was like, oh, you know, baby Chip was so cute. So, Chip was rescued from a sewer drain. And the rescue that saved him, but before we adopted him, the rescue that saved him, have made videos of when they saved him and then like his first bath and stuff like that. And if you really love, like, kitten and puppy videos and stuff like that, in the selfies and the selfies and pets channel on our Discord, there is pinned videos of newborn Chip fresh out of the sewer figuring out life. Might be your cup of tea. You don't have a link for that? They're not on YouTube. They're on the Discord. They were Facebook videos originally from the shelter. I didn't upload them to YouTube. It's just if you... Here, hold on a sec. Alright, here's the Discord. So you go to the Selfies of Pets channel and just click pins at the top. And there's Chip in a sewer, Chip bath, them trying to play with him, but he doesn't know what playing is. They're pinned there.
That would just make life complicated.
Yeah. Yeah, so when he was in there, like, they found him in there, and they think that maybe his mom might have, like, died in the sewer or something, but they don't know. That's just them guessing. But he was down there, and they tried lowering a board to get him to climb up out of the drain, and he didn't figure that out. So then they lowered, like, this, it's like a trap, but it's like a cage, and it's one of those where, like, if an animal walks in, they can't get back out. And they put, like, a bunch of food and stuff in there. And he was so lightweight that he wouldn't trigger the trap. Because he was so little. So he'd walk in, and then they would start to pull it up like it was on a string. They would start to pull it up, and he would just jump back out. And so that failed. So finally, they had to, you know, they had to get a little, I don't want to say rough, but they basically, the last idea they had, they were trying for like 2 days. Like, these rescuers had given up like a weekend to stand around this drain to try to get Chip out of there. And they threw a net down and tangled him up. And then he was not happy about it, and then they fished him out with that. They pulled him out with that. And then they were able to get him cleaned up and stuff like that.
We will be best friends, Beast.
Until we slaughter you. Ha ha ha. Oh, I see a crafting recipe down there. How did you get them? We went to a Petco one day on adoption day, and he was one of the cats that was there. Later on, when we decided to get him, they told us the story and they showed us the videos. Farming for Leyline crystals hurt my soul. I can't buy keys because I don't have enough back.
We will be best
Leyline in what? Chalk? I would say yeah. For that, I was the kind of guy that if I needed those, I would do Chalk Garant once a day until I had enough.
Hurry, there are monsters about.
Yeah, I'm aware. Ooh, there's a red box up there. I want that. Let's try this out. Let's see how that goes. Oh man, when they're all piled up like that, one reap. Whole stack. Hey Mark, what's up, Moose?
That was a hunt you will not soon forget. You're welcome.
Oh, I forgot about this dude. And he's dead. He's gonna reap someone holding still. I mean, honestly, I haven't really been watching. Can you do me a solid say this whole Reaper thing? Yeah. So, most leagues, I like my summoner. There's summon skeletons, summon zombies. The skeletons are really weak, but you can quickly summon a horde of them. The zombies are permanent and stay with you, but they're harder to resummon in a pinch. There's golems, which are insanely strong, but you can only have like one out at a time without some special bonuses. There's different ways of doing summoner. Summon Reaper is this lady. She's new. And she's insanely strong, but she weakens all your other minions, and she'll eat one every 30 seconds. She just like points at it and it dies, and she gets a big buff. If she's hurt, she'll kill nearby minions every 5 seconds, like 1 per 5 or something like that, to heal herself. So you don't want to use her with very powerful minions because she'll just turn in one-shot kill your own minions, and then you've got to resummon the thing. So I'm using her with basically a horde of skeletons to feed her, and then she just tears through everything. Now, when I click the button that summoned her again, she does this. She goes to wherever I clicked in a flash and just nukes that area for a massive, massive amount of damage. But it's got like a 1 second delay, so sometimes I have to lead, like if there's like a boss or something. But when I'm talking about Reap, it's because I just hit them with that. And currently, she automatically applies bleeding, and I put her with a poison gem, so she's doing poison and bleeds on top of the damage she's already doing. So, so far, only one fight in the game has killed her and made me resummon her, which took just a second. So that's where we're at. That is the basics of the Reaper, but it's a brand new skill that was added to the game just the other day. So that's why it's like, oh, hey, even I who've played Summoner a ton of times, like, this is new. What does Sin want?
Remember.
It seems really strong. You don't seem to be struggling at all. If I were to say there was a con to it, Season, usually a summoner, they're not really durable, like, they're tons of armor, but they're kind of strong in the sense that they've got a wall of minions blocking for them, right? If you're running Reaper, that's a whole lot less. You're not running zombies, probably, or golems, or specters, because the Reaper, they're too valuable and the Reaper would kill them. You're probably running something like fodder, phantasms, raging spirits, or skeletons. So you've got a lot less stuff in front of you to absorb the enemy's hits. So if I were to say there's a con, I guess it would be that. Can you get more than one Reaper? I do not know currently of any way to do that. Whereas there are some like various unique items and stuff in the game that give bonuses or negatives to certain specific skills. Like there's a mace that gives you you have half as many zombies, but they're twice as strong. For example, I don't know of any unique items that affect Reaper because it just came out like a day ago. So I'm not sure if there are any. I mean, there may be, and maybe I just haven't seen them yet, but I don't know of any. And it's kind of cool though, because like if she gets stuck on a wall or something, you can use her Reap skill just to like teleport her out. Because she teleports to the location when you use that skill. Yeah, she's a little blender. Oh, Expedition over here. Let's see. XP, XP. Wow, this area's pretty packed. That might work out in my favor. Oh man, if it wasn't red, I could totally do that. It won't let me have it too close to the detonator. Ah. Detonate. So, like, I'm throwing skeletons, which are both, you know, mild distractions to the enemy. They do some damage, but they're also food for the Reaper. And then the Reaper and the skeletons, and you know, they all just flood forward and do some damage. Like, when the fight's going on, if there's like a big juicy stack of enemies or one really, really strong guy, I'll use the Reap skill. Otherwise, I let her run around and pick off the stragglers with her own AI. But see, she's got like a spin, like I'm not controlling her right now, I'm just watching. She has like a short dash. She has like a little spin thing she does that hits the area around her. Her little dash looks like it can hop over small barriers. So here, I clicked Reap, but it died beforehand. I think doing the Lord's Labyrinth made me out-level this area. Oh, that's right, plus she's 2 levels higher than she should be right now. Because of the ascendancy I took. That's right. So right, for this area, it's like, I'm 61, she's like 63, and this area is 54. How do you make the glowing golden Roombas so deadly? So it's a combination of two gems. Summon Skitterbots. And usually those don't do damage. They're invulnerable little robots. One of them runs around and does chill. The other runs around and does shock. Infernal Legion. Supported minions burn. Now usually that kills the minion too, but Skitterbots are invulnerable. So then they become burning Roombas. Now the only downside to them is they reserve a chunk of your mana. Later on you might want to do something else with that mana, but for early game, it's pretty amazing. Because they're doing chill, shock, and massive fire damage to everything around them. And they're quite speedy, too. I don't have minion speed on them because that made the mana reservation worse. But it's like they run around and their AI is that they try to tag everything with chill and shock, and then it's like they're unintentionally burning everything. You guys see the tweet where the guy's like, I've taken you here to this uninhabited island to play the world's most dangerous game. And it said me nodding. Knife Monopoly. And the guy goes, actually I was going to hunt you for sport, but now I'm curious what Knife Monopoly is. I lost my Reaper. There we go. RGB item. Yeah, I have the skeletons. I mean, the skeletons are weakened by the... It's like, okay, so skeletons have like plus 200% minion damage. But then the fact that I have a Reaper makes them have... What is it? Reaper causes your non-Reaper minions to have 27% less life and damage. Oh, I think it's actually getting worse as she levels. So they're like plus 200, then minus 27. So it's not like they're completely useless, and I've got them with plus damage, summon phantasms, and I think plus minion or melee damage. So the skellies are pumping out some damage too. But they first and foremost, they are just like a wall of fodder I'm throwing out. I'm under 5,000 pack crowbars. This feels weird. Oh my gosh. I constantly sit at 1 crowbar. Each day I get 1 from the gizmo in your inventory, and then I use it in my home instance. So I'm constantly sitting at 1 crowbar. This is not great. This wall here makes this tricky. I think that's the best I can do. Scrap metal. I open 100 to 200 cargoes a day for fulgurite. What do you do with the fulgurite? How does that help with your baubles? Like, what do you do? You basically sitting on thousands of gold. What do you do with it? Like, if you're happy, that's great, man. If you're happy, that's great. I just don't understand. Like, what's your end goal? Is your end goal just to get the number as high as you can because you get dopamine anytime the number goes up? Call the man out like that. I just don't get it. I want to understand. Superior flame wall.
My bride has arrived, Exile. I hope you brought a wedding gift.
Oh my gosh. Oh, that Reap was like 20% of her health. Yo, we phased that fight so fast. Unset ring.
Death is the true climax of perverted lust.
New guy dinosaurs that collected burnt food. What? I do have a goal for it, but it's like an addiction at this point. I mean, as far as addictions go, that's not a bad one.
You hear that? No? It is spirit singing as does the flag.
I'm out. I'll have a good night. Good to see you, Mike. You too, buddy. Have a good night. That's actually after 12, so, and we're at a waypoint right now. So we're right by town, aren't we? No. I need to be smart. I need to be smart here. Let's see. I'm making progress. So right now, it's like I'm using this 4-link for the skeletons. I'm using, honestly, a 3-link for the skitterbots. This thing is just sitting here. And I'm using a 4-link for the Reaper. And then I've got an extra, let's see, Flesh Offering, Convocation. Flesh Offering and Convocation are being used. So I've got another, like, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, maybe 8 sockets I'm really not using right now. I've just got, like, random stuff in there in case I want to use it later, like the Golem, which probably not. So I need to figure out some things to put there, like maybe like Molten Shell cast when damage taken. I don't know, something to put there. We shall see. Or isn't there like a thing that you can link with a movement skill to buff it? I think there is. All right. Cool. Well, chat, with that, I am going to pause here for the evening. Second wind. Yes, I might have to get second wind. With that, chat, I'm going to pause here for the evening. Hope you guys enjoyed the show. I love doing this.